This is Joshua Hart here for Seconds Out, joined today by Barry Smith here over Zoom. Barry, really appreciate your time. How is everything today, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks.
Very good to hear. We'll go straight into what we're here to talk about mainly. Saturday night in Manchester, you had Jeamie TKV competing for the British heavyweight title against David Adeleye, and a controversial finish that has led to a lot of debate online, and I'm sure in the arena on Saturday night as well. Can I just get your initial takeaway from what happened?
Um, I felt the fight was going completely in our favour. You know, some people had Jamie winning by 5 rounds. Someone had it. A lot of people had it 4-1 to Jamie. Yeah, and then it was the 6th round. Then they got into a clinch. The referee called break. Then he called break again and pushed Jamie's arm down. Jamie opened up just to say, "Look, I'm not holding." Yeah, pushed his arm out, and then obviously Davis took his moment and clipped him on the break. No, it was an illegal shot, and Jamie was hurt for me. He got dropped. The referee said counted Jamie, which I thought he was going to stop, and I don't know, probably disqualified David from it, or go to the judges' scorecards, or I don't know. It's a mad situation, you know. I've never been in a situation like that before, so it was a strange one for me. But I know it was an illegal shot.
Just looking at the fight itself before we go into that sixth round, you mentioned it all going in Jamie's favour. How pleased were you with his performance, especially on such a big stage for such a big title?
Yeah, obviously, yeah. It was just like the first 4, 5, 6 rounds was just the plan. This to shut David down, stop and get David Everett off. You know, it was all going. It was all going in our way. Everything was. You could see it. David was complaining in the corner. I said, "Jamie's got something on his gloves," which is a load of bullshit. Um, yeah, I felt the excuse was already out there because David knew it was all going in our favour. That was his excuse when he lost. I just felt, I just felt it was that everything was just going our way, and then that dreadful moment happened when the referee got involved when he should have got involved.
You mentioned David saying that he felt something on Jamie's glove. What do you make of things like, especially when the board
Oh, come
procedure would be, there's a member from the opposing team watching your hands get wrapped and you get gloved up?
on. There you go. Well, well, they keep saying that I said I didn't want no one in their changing room, and I didn't want no one in their changing room, so I've said no one in. You know, Adam Boo's a very experienced coach. He knows. Me and him had a chat in the rules meeting. Yeah, he said to me that he's happy not to send nobody into our changing room because of all the commotion what went on. I went, not a problem, David. No problem with that. And we shook hands on it, me and David. We shook hands on it as gentlemen. We shook each other out and we both come to a neutral agreement on that. Okay, we both did, yeah. So I don't know if David's twisting it or Adam is lying. I don't know what's happening, but me and David had we both shook hands and we left it as that.
And looking at the finish, were you able, obviously, in that immediate moment of when the shot landed, what was going through your head in the corner?
I thought the referee was going to. I, well, I was so shocked when I see the referee pick the count up. Yeah, I was shocked. I was more shocked than anything. I thought, what the fuck's he doing? He's hit him on the break. We've got on the referee's instructions. So we've obeyed the referee's instructions, and David's gone crack on the break. For me, it's a disqualification. Yeah, or go to the judges' scorecards. Yeah. So, but this referee, for me, he bottled it. His arsehole fell out. Yeah. So, and that's what happened. He picked up a can on his own instructions. And then after, when I had a word with the referee, he turned around and denied it to me that he even said break. He denied it. And then he come up to me after, went, oh yeah, I did call break. I mean, the geezer is a liar as well now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what to make of this. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. It's crazy. It's really crazy stuff. You know. And then I've got Adam. Or I never actually seen this in the fight. I'll shoot on the video. Adam Booth, when the referee come to our corner, because David and Adam were complaining in their corner, saying we've probably put something on Jamie's gloves. Yeah, which is a lot of bollocks. And the referees come over, started screaming and shouting at us. Yeah, first thing he come over, what's that smell? I can smell something. I thought, what fucking smell? And then he started grabbing Jamie's gloves, smelling them. He went, wipe him down. As the cutsman gave me the towel, the referee actually snatched the towel out of my fucking hand. I thought, what's going on here? Yeah. And then obviously it come to me. I thought, does he think we got shot on the glove? And then I never actually seen this, but Adam shouted at Jamie in the ring, shouted, don't fucking cheat and all that, yeah? Man, we're not cheaters, mate. I mean, experienced coach like shouting at Jamie, you know what I mean? What's all that about? We never done no such thing of the sort. It was a load of crap. It was an excuse because the fight was nearly coming to an end in David's head, and he had an excuse already waiting. That's how I see it. Then obviously he had that freak accident where the referee got involved, and he's hit him on the break.
So just to get that correct, you said when the referee came over to you and you were meant to speak to the ref, he originally denied saying that he shouted break.
He denied it. Not only to me, he denied it to all my team. Yeah. And then he come up to me after, went, yeah, I did call break. So I went to, well, you need to get over there and disqualify his fucking ass then. Yeah. And he went, oh, they turned his back on me like a woman and walked away from me. You know, I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
We know that there's a review set to be held at the time of recording this. A review is set to be held tomorrow on Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday,
What,
yes.
what do you believe is the correct outcome? Because there's a lot of different outcomes that could happen. Are you just happy as long as you get the rematch, or do you want it to be overruled into a no contest?
Obviously, we want the decision overturned to a no contest. Yeah, I would like that. It ain't up to me at the end of the day. It's up to the board. But if I had my way, no contest, an immediate rematch straight away. That's what I would want. Yeah. Okay. But I'll say one thing, Dave Adeleye. Yeah. He's come straight out. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. He said, let's do it again. Fair play to Dave Adeleye, you know. A lot of people would have went in it from that, but Dave's come out and he actually said, let's do this fight again. Let's run it back. Okay. Yeah. If he sticks to it, I don't know. But he has come out and actually said that.
Were you surprised at all to hear him offer the rematch near enough straight away, especially given how fiery it was between David and Jamie during the fight week?
Yeah. In a way, I'm not really that surprised because David knows. Listen, David's not a stupid man. He's not a stupid man. He knows it was a sucker punch. He knows it was a sucker punch. Yeah. And he doesn't feel like he's won that belt, you know. Honestly, I wouldn't be happy if I won the belt like that, you know, knowing I've sucker punched the geezer and the referee bottled it and picked up the can. He knows what happened. He knows Dick Landy's up what happened, you know, but he has come out publicly and said down on TalkSport and on Box Nation that he would give Jamie an immediate rematch. Fair play to him.
So, regardless of what goes down tomorrow, you, Jamie, the team, you all expect that your next fight will be David Adeleye again.
It has to be. I can't see nothing else to be. I can't. David's come out and said, let's do it. Yeah. I listened to Frank's interview the other day at Ipswich. He said, look, let's do it. He said, like, the referee had a fucking bad night that night, you know? Yeah. But it's just, I expect that fight with Jamie and Dave to be back on again. I expect it to be back on, but it's not up to me. It's up to the board. But even if the board said no, even if Dave vacates the belt, let's still do it anyway. Yeah, because at the end of the day, because he never really won it. In my eyes, he didn't. Yeah, but not taking nothing away from Dave. He done what he had to do. He done what he had to do. Yeah, and he done it well. Yeah, but that was the only chance he had in the fight was hitting on the break. It was the only chance he had of winning that fight. Yeah, because it was going to start getting bad for him as the rounds went on. You could see that. You could see the way it was going. You know.
What
How did you have it?
I had Jamie winning, I think 4 rounds to 1 at the time of the stoppage.
Yeah, 4-1. A lot of people had it 4-1. A lot of people had it 5-0. Yeah,
Mm.
a lot of people had it 5-0. Dave had no success in that fight whatsoever. No success. Even when Jamie hit his back hit the ropes, the, the shots he was throwing, they wasn't really going through anyway. Yeah, but you've just been sucker punched. Yeah, Dave's got a big left hook on him. He's got you can't deny that. He has got a big left hook, and he caught me with that left hook when Jamie was unaware. He opened his arms up. He had to say to him, "Look, I'm not holding." Yeah, so but they keep going on about. But Jamie done it. But when Jamie did do it, he got warned. He got warned. Yeah, David spun him, and Jamie said went through the ropes, and Dave walked up behind him and punched him in the back. That should have been a point off then. Loads of things could have happened. What should have happened, what didn't play out. I'm not complaining about all that stuff. I'm complaining about when the referee said break and pushed Jamie's arm down, and then that's when Dave hit him. Because Jamie opened up. When he thought the referee put his arm down, Jamie opened up and said, "Look, ref, it ain't me who's holding." Dave went crack. It was a cheap shot. It was a cheap shot.
What did you make of David then coming out on social media as well? And while offering the rematch, he was then also saying in a lot of interviews that the way that Jamie lost to David on Saturday is the same way that David lost to Fabio back in October of 2023.
Yeah. If you watched that fight back, that moment when it happened, what did the referee say when they was in the clinch?
In which fight?
Nothing. With Dave and Fabio, yeah?
Mm. Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that one.
That round, yeah. I think it was just 8th round or 7th. I can't remember what round it was.
Mm.
And they got close to each other. The referee did not say nothing. He let them both get on with it. Yeah. So they're both inside. Fab bumped him with right hand, left hook. The referee didn't get involved. He let them get on with it. But this referee actually got involved by calling break and pushing Jamie's arm down. But if you actually watch it, he goes on the blind side of them. Yeah. Listen, he's got to get in the middle of them both. When they're like that, you get in the middle of them and you put both hands on the chest and push them apart. Yeah, or get involved and say, "Stop boxing now," and push them apart. Yeah, and say, "Right, continue." That's what a referee's got to do, in my opinion. Yeah. When you watch these old American referees like Mills Lane, Richard Steele, when they were doing the Tyson fight, they get their heads right in there, the referees, and push them apart and push them right off each other. Then they go again. But you can't just walk past a fighter, tap his gloves and say break, and he gets clipped. You can't do that, you know. It's a very dangerous thing he done there, you know. That could have cost Jamie some serious injuries in his life, you know, because David hits that hard with that left hook. That could have been very dangerous what he done. But it
Obviously,
was dangerous. He got splattered on the floor.
just looking forward now, obviously with all signs indicating that we are going to see Jamie and David rematch somewhere down the line later this year.
It's looking that way, but we want it as soon as possible. Jamie's ready. He's ready to go. You know, I'm ready to go. The team's ready to go. We want to run that back ASAP.
Do you feel
Yeah,
that's, do you
we
feel
want
that's,
to run that back. Huh?
do you feel that's a fight that you could possibly look, obviously speaking to Frank and Ben, do you think that's a fight that could land on Fabio's undercard at Portman Road?
You know, I don't know. It's a good chance, but we are ready. We
Mm.
are ready. I'm going to tell you this now. We're going to win this. I have no doubt about this. I have no doubts about this. Jamie will win it. If it wasn't for that sucker punch, that was about 3 or 4 rounds away from being stopped.
Mm.
Yeah, you can see how it was getting in the 5th round. Yeah, in the end, Dave ran out of ideas. He just put his hand, he just gloved up and just stood there, and Jamie just started picking him off. That is how the fight was going to go. Yeah, that was how it was going to go. That is exactly how that fight was going to go. And he ain't going to change. Dave ain't going to change. He ain't going to change at all. But we can change. but he ain't going to change. He's going to be the same person coming out, looking for that big left hook, winging away. But that's how it's going to be. I'm still bitter about it. I ain't going to lie. I'm still bitter. But I've got nothing against David Adeleye whatsoever. I really haven't.
Hmm. Well, Barry, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for your time, especially so soon still after what happened on Saturday. And
No, thank you.
hopefully the board make the right decision tomorrow. Cheers.
Yeah,
Barry. Thank
thank
you,
you.
mate.